Let's talk about your plateaus and where you're at and what you're thinking about it.
I mean, you know this, Shane. Business is one of those things where you've got to be prepared for the fact that one day you're going to wake up and you're going to think, well, this is it. I've screwed it up. I've messed it up. Everything's
Where's my
horrible.
resume? Jocelyn,
where's my resume? I said I was never going to fill out another job application, but I better get ready to do just away. That.
I have that fear, dude. Like, I don't know why. You would think that would go away, but it never. It's like every other month at least, you wake up and you look in the mirror, no matter how good things are going, and you're like, that's been a good run. It's been a good run.
Yep. So that's the way it is. I've got a bunch of quarterly members, and I'm trying to get an equal number distributed across the different months of the quarter. But there's one month that is just not nearly as good. And I'm like, oh no, this is it.
Which month is it?
I think that it's actually April is the current one. So yeah. I had a really good March, a really good February. January wasn't so hot, but December and November were good. So, it's just, it ebbs and flows. And then, next month I'll have an awesome month and I'll be like, yeah, okay, I need to look at hiring some people.
Right. Yeah. I have that in my education business. June is terrible, and we noticed that there was 2 months that were really bad in our education businesses. February and June were always terrible. And we were like, why is that happening? And football coaching, when I first started those businesses, I was like, football season was amazing. Summer was amazing. There was nothing in the spring. And I had to start analyzing this and realized, oh, my industry has an ebb and a flow. Mm-hmm. And there's reasons for it, but you've got to dig and unpeel the onion. Like, for example, if we're just spitballing here because we're kind of throwing mud on the wall. April. Let's talk about April. Well, you sell to churches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, leading up to April, like March, you said was good. Well, what's leading up? What's March lead to every year on the Christian calendar?
Easter. So in after March, Easter,
yes,
everyone's like,
pastor's going on vacation, man. They don't care if it streams next week. They got Easter in their belt, right? What's in December? November, December are good. Why? Christmas services.
Yeah.
January, everybody's doing the Daniel fast. They're depressed. Right, yeah. It's like that's happening. Everyone has this cyclical nature in their calendar. Flip Lifestyle does it too. Normally, August is not great, especially for podcast downloads. That's where we get our biggest dips. And I think I know why. Well, we did some stuff last year to kind of combat it, and we busted up and had some big numbers. But like sometimes in like August, and we figured it out, it's because people are getting ready to go back to school in September. And everyone's so distracted with their last minute summer vacations, with getting the kids clothes for school, getting all that stuff. There's got to be some correlation there because we focus on family-focused entrepreneurs, right? A lot of our members have families and they're really doing stuff during that time. So there's an ebb there that we know is going to happen. Now, January is murder's row killer because it's New Year, New You. Everybody's trying to start an online business. Everybody's trying to go to the gym and everybody's doing whatever they do, right? So what we got to look at is when we're having plateaus during certain months and we can predict the plateaus coming, right? And this is an interesting thing. Plateau might not even be the right word here. Plateaus are when you have consistent problems like 2 quarters. It's like a plateau is like, dang, man, 2 quarters we've been flat on growth, right? Or 6 straight months we've been flat on growth. Is this a plateau or is this the natural cycle of my audience? And we got to think about that. Like, because if it's the natural cycle of our audience, well, it's different solutions to either problem. Plateaus may mean innovation. We need to innovate. We got to sell more to our existing customers, or we got to come up with something new. Cycles mean we got to handle it. Like, let's go back to my football coaching example. When I realized the first year, I had a great July and August in football playbooks, memberships sold because people wanted to talk to me every week about helping them with their game plans, right? And then January hit and everybody quit and nobody joined. I was like, what just happened? But here's what happened. The football coaches took their eye off of football. They didn't care about football. What they did care about was the weight room. because that's when you lift weights. And I was like, oh, I need to create a product for the months that are bad for football playbooks. So I made a weightlifting manual that I used. So what can you do in the down months to prepare for them, right? Because they're coming. What's Dave Ramsey say? Christmas always comes. Why don't you save money for the entire year for your Christmas presents, right? Like we know it's coming. So maybe that's where you innovate. Like what is your post-Easter strategy?
It's just annoying when you've had hockey stick up and to the right, and now you're on a slow uphill. It feels like, oh, this
so
is
you wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. It's like a roller coaster, just assume it's like a roller coaster, and then you'll know to expect, hey, the bottom's going to drop off in a second, but then it's going to go back up again.
That's the best analogy, man. Like we all go to like amusement parks and like water parks, and like we love the water slide, we love the roller coaster. We don't avoid, like some people, like they're scared to be an entrepreneur because they know that maybe, but like you don't, guys, you don't avoid the roller coaster. You're in control. You've got a harness on, you've got safety nets, you can create backup plans. When you're in a community like our community, it's like having someone check in your seat. Like, you've got all that around you. The roller coaster went 1,000 times that day before you got on it and no one died. And then there's still that we create the fear of, but I'm the one who's going to go over the top and we're going to derail and it's going to fly off into the tilt whirl.
Right.
Like we create that in our head, and it's just embrace the journey, embrace the roller coaster, and get on the freaking ride. Get on it. It's the best ride that there could ever be.